Imagine this. You're at the airport, ticket in hand, and suddenly TSA pulls you aside. Your flight boards without you. The reason? What you're wearing. Most seniors think it's about comfort, but the truth is, some clothes are a security nightmare, a health hazard, and a thief's dream, all rolled into one. Today, we're counting down 15 airport outfits that could ruin your trip, and what to wear instead, so you breeze through security and actually enjoy your flight. Let's start with the one accessory that can turn you into a walking TSA alarm. 1. Heavy jewelry that turns you into a TSA magnet. Picture this. You've finally reached the front of the security line after 20 minutes of shuffling forward with your carry-on. You place your bag on the conveyor belt, step through the scanner. Beep! The TSA agent waves you back. You remove your chunky necklace. Step through again. Beep! Now it's your metal watch. Then the stacked bangles. Each time, the line behind you groans louder. But the problem isn't just embarrassment, it's time. Those extra minutes spent removing and rescanning can be enough to make you miss your boarding call if your gate is far. And here's where it gets sneaky. Heavy, flashy jewelry also signals to opportunistic thieves that you might be carrying other valuables. In a crowded terminal, that's like wearing a sign that says, "Pickpocket me." What to wear instead? Stick with minimal, travel-friendly accessories. A silicone wedding band instead of gold. A simple pendant instead of a chunky statement necklace. Pro tip: if you really want to wear your jewelry, pack it in a small, soft pouch inside your carry-on. Slip it on after you've cleared security, ideally in a seated area where you're not drawing attention. 2. Shoes that require a wrestling match to remove. Airports are all about efficiency, until you're the person holding up the line because your knee-high lace-up boots refuse to cooperate. I once saw a man in front of me spend 2 full minutes wrestling with double-knotted hiking boots, sweat dripping down his forehead as his boarding time crept closer. But here's the hidden problem. If you're sent for extra screening, TSA will often make you take your shoes off again, so you get to repeat the entire performance, this time under pressure. For seniors with mobility issues, bending and tugging in a public line can be exhausting. What to wear instead? Slip-on sneakers, loafers, or zip-sided walking shoes that you can step in and out of in seconds. Pro tip: always wear socks. Not only does it protect your feet from cold, grimy airport floors, but it also helps you slip shoes on and off faster. Keep a spare pair in your personal bag in case you step on something unpleasant in the security area. Trust me, it happens. 3. Bulky layers that turn you into a walking laundry pile. Yes, airplane cabins can feel like meat lockers at 30,000 feet. But starting your journey wrapped in a heavy winter coat, thick scarf, and cable knit sweater means you'll be sweating before you even reach security. Now imagine this. You're in the middle of the TSA line when the heat hits. You peel off your coat, then your scarf, then the sweater. Suddenly, you're juggling an armful of clothing while trying not to drop your boarding pass. By the time you're through, your neatly folded layers look like a yard sale in your plastic bin. And here's where it gets tricky. Bulky layers also take up valuable space in the overhead bin, which can make it harder to fit your carry-on. Or worse, force you to gate check a bag you plan to keep with you. What to wear instead? Light, versatile layers you can easily remove and stuff into your personal bag without creating a clothing avalanche. A lightweight zip-up jacket or a travel cardigan works wonders. Pro tip: if you're worried about being cold on the plane, pack a compact travel blanket in your carry-on. It's lighter, warmer, and way easier to manage than a giant coat. Bonus: it makes you look prepared, not overloaded. 4. Clothing with too many pockets. Cargo pants, fishing vests, jackets with 12 zippers. They sound practical until you meet TSA. Each pocket is a potential hiding place for coins, keys, tissues, and mystery items you forgot were there. And if anything metallic is missed during the empty your pockets ritual, the scanner will let the whole airport know. Picture it. You confidently stroll through the scanner. Beep! The agent smiles politely. "Sir, can you check your pockets again?" You find a coin. Walk through again. Beep. This time, it's a nail clipper you forgot from last week's trip. After 3 rounds, you're basically on a first-name basis with security. But here's the part most travelers don't realize. The more pockets you have, the easier it is to lose track of important items like your passport or boarding pass, and misplacing those at the airport is not a fun game. What to wear instead? Streamlined pants or travel trousers with 1 or 2 zippered pockets for essentials. Pro tip: invest in a small crossbody or waist pouch for your must-haves. Keep passports, cards, and your phone in there so you always know where they are. No pocket scavenger hunts required. 5. Tight waistbands that become mid-flight torture devices. That stylish belt, Those fitted trousers? They might look great when you leave home, but after 2 hours of sitting at your gate, they feel like a boa constrictor around your stomach. For seniors, tight waistbands can make breathing harder and even affect circulation, especially dangerous on long flights where movement is limited. And here's the sneaky part. Airplane cabins cause mild bloating for almost everyone due to pressure changes. A comfortable waistband on the ground can feel painfully tight once you're cruising at 35,000 feet. What to wear instead? Soft, stretchy fabrics like elastic waist travel pants or joggers. They look polished but move with you instead of against you. Pro tip: if you like the structure of a belt, go for a stretch travel belt with a quick release buckle. It adjusts as your comfort changes without sacrificing style. 6. Clothes with complicated fastenings. Ever been in an airplane lavatory during turbulence? Imagine you're in a jumpsuit with a zipper that starts between your shoulder blades. Now add a tiny lock on the zipper pull. Suddenly you're doing airport gymnastics in a 2-foot space while the fasten seatbelt sign is flashing. The problem isn't just awkwardness. It's speed. The longer it takes to undo your outfit, the more uncomfortable and stressful bathroom breaks become, especially for seniors who may need more frequent trips. Here's the twist. Airport bathrooms aren't much better. Between balancing your bag, keeping your clothes off the floor, and racing to catch your boarding call, complicated outfits can make the whole process a headache. What to wear instead? Easy on, easy off clothing. Elastic waist pants, front zip jackets, or tops without a million tiny buttons. Pro tip: before you choose an outfit, do the 15-second test at home. If you can't get it off and back on in that time, it's not airport friendly. 7. High heels or slippery soles. Airports are not catwalks, they're obstacle courses. Moving walkways, escalators, slick tiles after a rainstorm, all of it conspires against anyone wearing high heels or shoes with zero grip. I once watched a passenger sprint for her gate in stilettos, only to slip on the polished terminal floor. Her bag flew one way, her heel the other, and the crowd gasped in unison. She wasn't badly hurt, but she limped onto the plane and spent the rest of the flight barefoot with an ice pack. But here's the part that could really derail your plans. If you injure your foot or ankle badly enough in the terminal, an airline can actually refuse boarding if they believe you can't evacuate quickly in an emergency. That means your entire trip could end before it begins. What to wear instead? Low-heeled, supportive shoes with non-slip soles. Good walking shoes don't have to look clunky. Plenty of sleek, travel-friendly sneakers fit the bill. Pro tip: if you absolutely must wear heels for your arrival, pack them in your carry-on and switch into them after you land. 8. Overly loose or dragging pants. Those stylish, flowy trousers might look great in photos, but if they're dragging on the ground, they're basically a mop. Airport floors are, let's say, spilled coffee, sticky gum, and melted candy are just the beginning. Once that hem touches the ground, it's bringing a souvenir of airport grime right onto the plane with you. And here's the safety twist. Loose hems can catch on escalators, snag on luggage wheels, or trip you mid-stride, all in places where you're surrounded by crowds and rushing passengers. What to wear instead? Tailored, ankle-length pants, or joggers that sit just above your shoes. Pro tip: if you love wide-leg styles, have them hemmed to match your travel shoes. Even a half-inch makes a difference in keeping them clean and trip-free. 9. Overly scented perfume or cologne. That perfume you adore? In a crowded and closed cabin, it can turn into an airborne weapon. Strong fragrances can trigger headaches, nausea, and even allergic reactions in sensitive passengers. And remember, airplane air is recycled, so once you spray, it lingers for the whole flight. I once sat next to a man whose cologne was so strong I could taste it. He meant well, but 3 hours in, my eyes were watering, and the woman in front of us was holding a scarf over her nose. Here's where it gets tricky. If a passenger has a severe allergic reaction, flight crew might have to move you, or in rare cases, delay takeoff until the situation is safe. What to wear instead? Unscented deodorant and light body spray if you must, applied hours before boarding. Pro tip: keep a travel-size fragrance in your bag and freshen up after landing. It'll smell better and won't bother anyone mid-flight. 10. Clothing with offensive or controversial prints. Your t-shirt might have a joke you've told 100 times, but in an airport, humor doesn't always translate. Security staff, fellow passengers, or foreign customs officers may interpret it differently, and not in a good way. And here's the wild part. Airlines reserve the right to deny boarding if they believe your outfit could cause disruption. It's rare, but it happens. And once you're flagged, you might have to change before you're allowed on the plane. What to wear instead: neutral, plain tops, or something with a positive or destination-themed design. Pro tip: save the edgy or cheeky prints for your vacation photos, not your boarding line selfie. 11. New unbroken in shoes. Brand new sneakers, shiny leather loafers. They look fantastic in the mirror at home, but the airport is the worst place to break them in. Between the trek from the check-in counter to your gate, which can be over a mile in big airports, and the unexpected gate changes, your feet will be screaming before you even board. I once made the mistake myself. Wore crisp, new travel shoes straight out of the box. By the time I reached my gate, I had 2 blisters the size of quarters, and walking off the plane felt like stepping on glass. Here's the thing most people don't realize. In-flight swelling makes new shoes feel tighter than they did in your living room. That snug but comfy fit quickly becomes vice grip of pain at cruising altitude. What to wear instead: well-worn, comfortable shoes you've tested on long walks. Pro tip: always pack a couple of blister bandages in your personal item. They weigh nothing and your feet will thank you later. 12. Overly warm fabrics in hot weather. Flying out of a tropical or humid city, wearing wool, fleece, or heavy knit fabrics can feel like sitting in a sauna during security lines. Overheating can lead to dehydration before you even step onto the plane. And here's the twist: even mild dehydration can worsen jet lag, making your first day at your destination miserable. For seniors, it also increases the risk of dizziness or fainting during travel. What to wear instead: breathable, moisture-wicking fabrics like cotton, linen, or lightweight blends. Pro tip: if you tend to get cold on flights, pack a thin, compact travel shawl instead of dressing too warmly from the start. You'll be able to adapt to both climates easily. 13. Anything that looks like military or police uniforms. Tactical vests, camouflage jackets, or anything resembling a police uniform might seem like rugged travel gear, but in many countries, it can get you the wrong kind of attention. Some nations outright ban civilians from wearing camo, and in others, security may assume you're carrying restricted equipment. But here's where it gets risky. Even if it's legal where you are, these outfits can lead to longer security checks, extra questions, or being pulled aside for a bag inspection just in case. What to wear instead: neutral colored travel vests or jackets designed for tourists, with hidden pockets for security, but without the military look. Pro tip: stick to dark blues, grays, or muted earth tones. They're less likely to draw unnecessary attention. 14. Flip-flops or thin sandals. Yes, they're easy to slip on. Yes, they feel airy, but flip-flops offer zero protection in a crowded airport. One drop suitcase on your foot and you'll be wishing for steel toes. And in an emergency evacuation, they can slip off, slow you down, or even break entirely. But here's where it gets worse. I once saw a passenger's flip-flop snap halfway through the boarding tunnel. He had to hobble the rest of the way barefoot, which is about as fun as stepping on Lego bricks made of metal rivets. What to wear instead: supportive sandals with straps, or better yet, closed-toe shoes. Pro tip: if you love sandals, choose sturdy cushion ones with heel straps for stability. They're just as easy to remove, but way safer. 15. All black outfits on night flights. All black can look sleek, but in dim lighting, it makes you nearly invisible in crowded areas like dark shuttle buses or outdoor boarding ramps. That can be a safety risk, especially if you're traveling with companions trying to keep track of you. Here's something most people don't think about. Black also shows lint, dust, crumbs, and pet hair more than lighter colors, so you might look rumpled before you even take your seat. What to wear instead: dark colors paired with lighter accents. A patterned scarf, a colored cardigan, or even a light hat. Pro tip: adding a bright accessory not only makes you easier to spot in a crowd, but also adds personality to your outfit without sacrificing practicality. Travel isn't just about where you're going, it's about how smart you are in getting there. Every outfit choice you make at the airport either speeds you up, keeps you comfortable, and protects you, or slows you down, makes you miserable, and risks ruining your trip. And here's the truth most people miss: the best airport outfits aren't about fashion rules. They're about strategy. The travelers who glide through security, breeze to their gate, and settle in with a smile, they're not lucky. They're prepared. So the next time you're packing for a flight, remember, choose outfits that let you move easily, adapt to temperature changes, and won't make you a target for thieves, TSA, or travel disasters. Now I want to hear from you. What's the most uncomfortable, awkward, or downright regrettable thing you've ever worn to the airport? Drop your story in the comments. You might just save someone else from making the same mistake. And if you found these tips useful, don't forget to like this video. Share it with your favorite travel buddy, and subscribe for more travel hacks that make your trips smoother, safer, and a whole lot less stressful.